In today's video, I'm gonna show you how you can make... No, I'm not ready, I'm not ready! Okay, you don't care. Predator's head using only some cardboard and a few tools. Let's dive into it. Hey, I'm Raphael. I work in the movie industry as a professional Steadicam operator. But I also have an unusual skill. I make mind-blowing props for movies like this, using a few pieces of cardboard and some easy tools, and I teach you how to do this. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to make an impressive predator's head with almost nothing. But hey, at any point during this video, check out the notes and links in the description below. I'll list all the tools that I've used, as well as some additional resources, and of course, templates for all parts that I've built. Now, let's jump into the video. Using a precision knife, cut all the pieces from the templates that are linked in the description below. And report them on your pieces of cardboard that way. For these pieces, report the numbers as well. Glue them together, matching the numbers each other. Then, with your hands, give it a light curved shape, and set the shape by gluing little pieces of cardboard on the other side. To have at the end something like this. Afterwards, cut thin pieces of cardboard like this one, smash them slightly with your hands. Next, using hot glue, glue all of them on your piece. That way. Next, apply a layer of wood glue on the entire surface, like this, and especially on the edges here. Then, with a small tool, smooth all the edges. Once dry, sand down all the surface using sandpaper. Question of the day: what props from Predator or Alien Saga would you like me to make next? Write your name in the comment section below. I cut a large piece like this. Next, I made a large notch here. That way. Then I glued it in the front of the outer piece. The front of it is defined on the templates by the letter B. I cut several more pieces like those ones. With a flexible ruler, I defined the middle of the face. Then I cut the eyes. To do that, use the one that is in the templates in the description below. Put it here at about 25 mm from the middle and 30 mm from the top. Using a pencil, draw the eyes on the face and cut them off. Glue those pieces here. Next, glue those ones together that way, and glue the whole piece in the middle here. I cut several more pieces like those ones to make the rest of the face, like this. To make this hole deeper, I removed the first layer of corrugations. Don't forget that all the templates are in the description below, as well as the tools and products that I use. I cut a piece like this, and I made a wall with it. And I glued all the notches on both sides. And I glued it in the hole. Then I smashed this piece slightly. Then using wood glue I made another wall with it. And I cut off small parts from it. That I glued on both sides of the other one. Then I kept going to glue the pieces to make the rest of the face. For this one, pay attention not to glue the tips of it. But then I realized that the face was a little bit too large. So I reduced the angle by gluing a piece of cardboard here. But this action created some spaces here, so I glued them. Then, as I did for the top of the head, I smoothed all the surfaces, using wood glue and a small tool. And I sanded them. To make the cheeks deeper, I removed some layer of corrugations. To make a kind of gradient. I cut more pieces like this, glue this piece here, but pay attention to glue only this side on it, in order to have at the end something like that. And do the same on the other side. Cut a piece like this, and glue all the notches to have something like that. Then cut roughly this part here and glue this one over here. Then remove what obstructs the hole and glue this part here. All the templates that you need are in the description below, but keep in mind that even with the templates you probably have to fit your own pieces to your own construction a little bit, because at this point there is no chance that they are exactly the same as mine. I made 3 more small rollers like this. I sand down the tips to make them rounder, and I glued the 3 of them inside this one. Next, on the bottom of the head, I removed what existed on both sides. Next, using grey cardboard paper and a mix of wood glue and water, I covered the entire helmet that way. I cut another piece like this in order to finish the back of the helmet, to end up with something like this. I also removed the piece of cardboard here, that is no longer necessary. Afterwards, I cut several more pieces of cardboard paper like this to make the dreads. Fold them that way, soak them in a mix of wood glue and water, fold them again until to have something like this. Then make warders using the palm of your hand, that way. Once they have slightly dried, fold them to make them more flexible, that way. Then glue the tips of them 5 at a time. Next, make a braid with it, like this. And glue the other tip of it, to end up with something like this. By the way, if you feel like you need to see more about a specific part that I've maybe showed too fast, sign up for free to my email list in the description below and you receive a free time-lapse video start to finish of the entire construction, as well as additional information and pictures of this craft. Then I made several more in different sizes. I made this one, which will be the tips of the dreads, in a slightly different way. As I did before, I made braids, but I cut the tip of the pieces at different level to make them thinner on the tips. Next, I glued them together that way. Then I made a second type of thread like this. I made 15 of each kind. Afterward, using thin pieces of cardboard, I covered the separation of the dreads. I also use it to make the glazes on the eyes. To do that, put it behind the holes and with a pencil define the eyes. Next, I darken the cardboard with a pencil. Pay attention to darken a bigger surface than the eye alone. Cut the pieces slightly outside the drawing in order to have enough space to glue them on the helmet. to have at the end something like this. I made 3 more rotors using the same technique as before. To make the design on the right side of the helmet, I glued the 3 pieces here and here. Next, I applied 2 layers of varnish on all the dreads. And I did the same for the helmet. I folded the dreads slightly like this. And I glued all the dreads on the helmet over here. I glue the first layer of dreads here and another one below here. Pretty cool, isn't it? And if you feel like you need to see more about a specific step, sign up for free to my mail list in the description below and you receive a free time-lapse video start to finish of the entire construction. Now check out this video right here. In this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to make a terrific xenomorph head from Alien using cardboard only. And of course don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.